Hello, this is Dave for That's Us Gaming, and welcome to Dave's Ramblings, where I basically talk your ear off about things I find interesting. Now, as we all know, last weekend Borderlands 3 was announced, and quite frankly, it looked pretty good. It did, not that we actually saw much, but I mean, guns with legs. But it was very typical Gearbox, shall we say. There was a lot of jokes, bloody brick sack solo, that sort of stuff. It was funny. It was a bit light-hearted. It was nice to see. There wasn't as much bloody dubstep and stuff like that, which was Christ, the pre-sequel all over. But basically, I wanted to talk today about a little about it. I mean, I am excited. I shouldn't say I'm not, because I am really excited to play the game. I still haven't completed, not even close to completing 1 or 2. Unfortunately, it's one of those games where I get bored playing on my own, and unfortunately I just don't have enough time as it is to jump online with guys, or in the case of some of them, they are way above me. And it's not fun. They've played through the game, they know what they're doing. But anyway, less about that. Borderlands 3, I was thinking about it, and I'm really hoping, now the ball is firmly in their court. They've got the name, they've got the hype, and these are two very important things going forward. I'm just a little concerned that with the way Borderlands plays, it's going to devolve into another Destiny or another Anthem, where rather than a game, we have a live service with constant updates and constant changes and constantly online and things. For example, Battleborn. I didn't play much of it. I mostly played online, but Luke was saying that on the single, on the campaign, if you didn't have more than one person, it was almost impossible to progress. Whereas on Borderlands 2, although yes, it is rather hard, it's not impossible to solo that game as well. Rob at the moment with his Borderlands beginner guide, he's been soloing and he's been doing fine, but I'm worried with all the connectivity that current consoles are having and how games are, shall we say, aping each other. I'm worried that we're going to end up, because Borderlands was the first person shooter RPG. You had experience shooting things, yada yada yada. It was great. It's still great fun now, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm really looking forward to the remaster, which I think should be out by the time this video goes out, actually. So, but again, I'm just worried about having time to play. I'm still going through Borderlands 2 on my Vita. I've got Borderlands on the Xbox. I've got Borderlands on the PC. I own Borderlands a lot, but I never have a lot of time to play it. But again, going back to thinking of the aping different things, Destiny and Anthem came out, or I should say Destiny 2 and Anthem came out, and quite frankly, especially in the case of Anthem, they weren't particularly well received. Destiny 1 was a fantastic game. It had plenty of, well, I say fantastic, critically fantastic. I wasn't fussed, but then that's again because not having much time to play online and etc. But anyway, critically, Destiny 1 was fantastic. Destiny 2 came out, and it was apparent from the offset with the bright engrams and stuff, where you could only use one shader. You could use it once and on one piece of equipment and stuff like that. They were after money, and unfortunately, Anthem came out and apart from it being buggy as hell, there were a lot of, there was a lot of noise about it. People weren't happy, and I really, really, really hope that Gearbox will be the ones to deliver us from this. I mean, I really do hope. I mean, Randy Pitchford isn't my favourite guy at all, but he has to know that Borderlands 3 is going to be anticipated. Borderlands 3 is, you want to keep it fun, you want to keep it light. You want people to play it. It's one of those things. I mean, I believe the head of 2K Games said before to the shareholders that the best type of microtransactions are ones you don't really realize are there. So, for example, GTA 5 online, they talked about, they want to hook themselves a whale and all this sort of stuff, and the whales being the people who spend more on microtransactions and stuff like that. So, I mean, 2K have been pretty low-key with their loot boxes, etc., and their microtransactions. So I'm hoping that's what we're going to get with Borderlands 3. I'm hoping for a good, solid game. A game that can be completed single-player if need be, which would be fantastic. Preferably one with no microtransactions. Well, at least no intrusive microtransactions, and definitely not a pay-to-win sort of thing. If it's not hard, if they follow the formula from 1 and 2, let's forget the pre-sequel because it bored a lot of people. 1 and 2 follow on that same formula, basically bigger, better, more badass. They've already said billions of guns with legs. There's a lot of stuff, and as I say, I am really looking forward to it because it's always fun, but they can't keep loot behind paywalls, not with a game like Borderlands, because that was part of the fun. I mean, finding new guns, basically just the loot aspect of it kept me playing. I was always trying different guns out, try and find something legendary and that sort of thing. And I mean, as long as they can keep their heads above any shady sort of pay to win tactics, I can see Borderlands 3 quite possibly being one of the biggest games of any year it's released. It will take, I mean, it's been a long time coming. A lot of people have been waiting for it. As I say, half the time I forget that we've actually had 3 Borderlands games already. But I mean, woe betide any game that has to try and come out and compete with Borderlands 3, because my prediction is it will absolutely steamroll that year, because well, we've been waiting for it. We've been waiting for a game like Borderlands. We've got Destiny 2, we've got Anthem. We don't want them. They are cheap knockoffs of Borderlands, and quite frankly, I think Gearbox need to bring it out and just show everyone how the fuck you do it. And I really hope they do. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think they'll do this with do you think they'll get the game of the year and they'll be smashing all sorts of records, or do you think I might be bigging it up a little too much? Let me know in the comments down below. It always means a lot to me, and any suggestions for any future episodes. And thank you very much for listening. Bye.